is for tier 3 to 5 businesses. Okay, so this is how you can start building some what's it called, trade lines on your actual business profile. Okay, this honestly, I think the only people that should really do this are people in these tiers. Anyone else that's tier 2 and above, it's honestly optional, and I'll tell you why as we get into it. Okay, so basically, the big three bureaus is the Duns and Bradstreet, so your Paydex, Experian for Business, and Equifax. Okay, they have other ones like for SBA, but I'm gonna be showing you guys how to do non SBA, so like conventional, right? Nothing wrong with SBA. It's just that generally it's a lot faster the underwriting, and you get some pretty good terms still, right? So some important things you need to remember: personal guarantee requires your SSN and your personal credit. Non PG uses EIN or the DMB. Okay, and it's approved based on the business credit and revenue. Now, I want to clarify a couple things. A lot of people think personal guarantee can be also applied for business loans. That is not the case. That is not possible. Generally, the people that are getting non PG loans are like public companies. Okay, and it'll make sense as we break it down and as you get more involved in all this. Okay, so the recommended stack, everyone should honestly get Nav Prime Build because it reports your first trade line and it also keeps track of your business credit, and they're the only ones honestly that do this. I haven't found another provider that lets you look at your business credit, kind of like Credit Karma. On the personal side, there's Credit Karma, Experian.com, all these different tools. On the business, I've only ever been able to find Nav Prime, aside from like buying it directly from like, for example, Experian, but it's like $150 per report. And then not all reports the same. Some of them is like they don't actually give you any information. Like you have to buy different packages. It can be confusing for someone that's never done it, right? Point is, Nap Prime. After that, get about 2 to 3 net 30 accounts from here. Step two, 1 to 2 gas cards from here, A to B. Gas card, if you're making 2K plus in revenue, the rest are good. Get this around month 5 because by then these will be reporting and these will be reporting as well. You also want to double check. Well, here, I'll get into it later. But, anyways, maintain and pay on time. And so that way, when you're at least a tier 2, you're ready to go. And again, really, I only really recommend people build trade line history and things like that for tier 3 through 5 businesses. Honestly, like even as a new business owner, you can skip all of this, and as long as your personal credit profile is good, you can apply for like the business credit cards and get approved right away, right? So this is honestly optional; it's not necessary, but again, I just like to have it because this is like the way to actually build trade line history. This is how I did it, right? So Nav Prime, 49.99 a month. You get this month one, and then 2 to 3 net 30 accounts month one. Okay. Prioritize those that actually report to Experian or Equifax or business, ideally both. Spend at least $70 per account to ensure it reports to business credit bureaus. Okay, pick 2 to 3 accounts from here, and always pay them off in full. Okay. The thing with the net accounts, like these vendor accounts, when they say net, and then like for example, there's like a net 7 account. Basically what they're saying is you have 7 days to pay off the invoice in full, right? So net 7, net 30, net 60, net 45, whatever that number is, that's how many days you have to pay off the invoice in full. So keep that in mind. You don't want to overextend yourself, right? Um, you maintain these accounts for 5 to 6 months while you keep Nat Prime active. Once they report consistently, you move on to the gas card. Always pay in full. Here's some providers you can look at, or just Google net 30 accounts, right? They're everywhere. Here. And yeah, you see, boom. Now, 1 to 2 gas cards. This is where it starts to get a little interesting. Um, so prioritize those that actually report, right? Ideally, both. If revenue is consistent, you can go to A to B. Tier 3 revenue generating can apply as early as month 3 or 4, right? If you have 3 months of bank statements. Little to no revenue, wait until your month 5. Uh, so here, 2 paths for tier 3 businesses, right? You're making the money already. You can apply sooner. If you have little to no revenue, wait until month 5. Only apply for gas cards that report to business bureaus and that you will actually use. use the EIN. No PG is required for the gas cards. This is really the only time you can get like non-PG products that use the business info is for net 30s, net vendor accounts, and gas cards. But a legitimate like business loan, it's a whole completely different process, and we'll break it down later. Don't focus too much on the rewards. Again, we're just here to build trade line history. Here's some providers. One thing you want to keep in mind though is like Wex underwrites all of these cards, okay, and so does Phillips Conoco or Fleets Card USA. So if we look, like this is the actual gas card providers. So Fleet Cards USA underwrites all of these. So the thing is, you got to keep in mind if you apply here, here, and then here, the underwriters are going to see those three apps and they may deny you completely or they only may approve you for one. My point is you're not going to be able to stack them. Okay. So keep that in mind. You may want to get like one Fuelman, and then from Wex, you're going to select small business. Hold on just a second. And then select whatever Wex card you want, right? Maybe you get this one and then you get this one. And again, of course, make sure there's gas stations in your location or the Circle K card, whatever, right? Point is, you want to get it for the business and then, or Phillips Conoco. And there's also the Fuelman cards. So there's that. Financials. Banks and lenders will ask for financials when you apply for high limit funding. So common financials required are these ones here below. So start tracking that as well as you're building your history. And all this, if you just maintain these accounts, pay them on time, don't overextend, you're going to start building your credit profile. And then on top of that, this revenue here, if you start tracking your financials as well, you're going to start having your financials in order. So again, this is really great for people that are just starting out, right? Honestly, but it's not necessary for like new business owners that are tier or existing ones that are tier 2 or above. And again, it'll all make sense here. I'm only showing you guys this optional information because this is how I did it, and I know it works. This works. You will get a score going, right? There's other ways to do it, though. This is just one way, and really, the other way is getting a secured business card, right? That's one way to skip all of this. You'd be able to skip all this and just immediately get a business secured card and have a trade line reporting that way, which actually looks a little bit better than these accounts here, right? So also keep that in mind. But you can just follow this for now, and then if you have those questions about more advanced strategies, you can just contact me and I can break it down. I just wanted to show everyone a simple strategy of how to get started because this is the most common thing that you're going to see on the internet. Everyone talking about the gas cards and net 30s, right? So that's why I'm showing you guys because if I might as well show you how to actually do it than to just completely ignore it and show you what I want to show you. I'd rather just show you, I guess, what I know and what works. So I hope that makes sense. Again, questions, concerns, just reach out to us.